Hi, Paxton. We heard London's in total lockdown.
We are all locked in this psychological prison of burning aloneness.
How's Linda?
She's somewhere in the house.
Is there some type of issue?
We are fine.
Not only is everything not okay, nothing is okay.
Linda said she was planning to end our thing.
Nobody wants to live alone.
For 2 weeks, we are locked together here.
You know, you think I'm so happy and normal.
No, I'd never accuse you of being happy and normal.
Because I'm not!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Film Optix review brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network. I'm your host, Christian, and today we are going to be reviewing the latest HBO Max original, Lockdown. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host and my good friend, Devin. How are you doing today, man? Just chilling?
Feeling pretty locked down today.
Yeah, man, I've been feeling especially locked down just because of, it's still COVID. Tennessee has the highest COVID cases in the world. Not in the world, in the States, at least last time I checked. You're welcome, America. So I'm working from home 100% of the time, yet again. So that's fun.
I love it.
Yeah, I save a lot on gas, and like when I actually go out, it means something. It's not just, I don't have to fight traffic. There's definitely some upsides. Of course, us recording our podcast straight after work because we get off around the same time. So that's always really nice. That's what I like about it a lot. So it's not as bad as I normally make it out to be. But, it is what it is. We have a little bit of housekeeping here before we get into our review. Before we actually begin everything, we would like to thank HBO Max for allowing us to watch and review this film. And of course, you can listen to our podcast on platforms around the internet. And we'll be joining a new platform, returning to a new platform here shortly. But I'll get into that a little bit later. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, at Film Optix, that is Optix with an X, for all of our latest announcements and all that good jazz. So I'll let's just dive in. This is going to be non-spoiler, of course, because this drops on January 14th. Excuse me. The embargo is on the 13th, which, if you're listening to this, it's the 13th. Congratulations. So the synopsis reads, a couple attempts a high-risk, high-stakes jewelry heist at a department store. But that's like an oversimplification of what's going on. But
it's also kind of a small part of the movie. But
yeah, definitely. It came out of left field, I will say. But this film, excuse me. Oh, it's been a long day at work. This film, whew, man. All right. The cast, anyway, Anne Hathaway. And you want to take that next one for me, buddy?
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
And Lucy Boynton. Yes, and directed by Doug Liman. And, of course, this is coming on HBO Max on January 14th. So let's just jump right in. Tevin, you watched this earlier today. I watched it over the weekends. I wanted to get your thoughts first.
I really don't know how to feel. I don't think I enjoyed it very much.
That's disappointing.
It kind of just felt, you could kind of tell that they were very limited on resources because it was recorded during lockdown and they had very limited resources for actually making the movie. And you can kind of tell that was the case, which some people might find charming, but it just kind of felt like it was restricting the quality a little bit.
All right. So I think I do fall into the charming camp just because I really feel like it fits in with the rest of the movie. Of course, it's very, it's like one of those low budget films, half of the film you're, seeing the camera eye through Zoom. And it's like, that is what, that is what it would be like if for whatever, we don't really know what stage of COVID they were in. It seems like things were like kind of serious in a way. A lot of people being furloughed. His entire street, reading poems and whatnot was a really nice touch and lifting their spirits. But I really like the charm to it. At first, I did think the entire movie was going to be on Zoom. I would not have liked that, but I'm glad it wasn't. So that's just...
There have been a few movies like that have been enjoyable. You haven't seen Searching, which is a great movie.
Searching? No. I think it was... What was it?
Searching is shot all through a computer perspective.
Is it? It's like Unfriended, kind of.
Yeah, that wasn't a great one.
No, it was not. Yeah, when I saw Unfriended, it was very. I was in college, and a lot of I was just hanging out with some friends, and we decided to watch a movie, and we all gathered around and watched Unfriended. Like, did we like it? No, but it was still pretty fun to just watch with. I remember friends.
We got a free screening for it in college, and it was interesting.
I feel like that is the perfect college movie, but I feel like Lockdown, I enjoyed it, but I can't say it's memorable. I really liked Anne Hathaway's performance with what's his
Chiwetel.
Chewy. I'll call him Chewy, or Chiwetel. I'll call him Chiwetel. I really like their dynamic. This couple who has broken up, and they are forced to essentially live together during lockdown, even though they are no longer together romantically. And that kind of puts them in a really weird spot. But you kind of see Chiwetel's his character go through a lot of changes, of course, and it's a little weird, but normal. I guess it just depends on how in tune you are with your mentality. I don't know. His spirit seemed pretty broken.
Yeah, he was also in love with a motorcycle more than Anne Hathaway.
I don't know how that's possible. I love Anne Hathaway though. I'm really glad that she's. I think I can't even remember the last movie I saw her in.
She was in that awful Witches remake.
That's right. I didn't
even watch it, but I watched a video on it, and it looked really bad.
Yeah, I thought at first I was like, we can review this. It's Halloween, and then it apparently got like a lot of backlash because she played a witch, and I guess the witches had 3 fingers, and that somehow correlated to saying that people who are deformed are monsters. And she's like, no. It's just a monster that has 3 fingers, just so happens to have 3 fingers. It was something of that nature.
Yeah, it's like saying Pennywise the clown is making fun of people with bad teeth. No, he just
has bad teeth. Scary. Yeah, it's just a scary little situation, nothing super crazy there, but hey, it is what it is. But so I guess, Devin, what did I would ask you if this movie inspired you at all, but what did you think of the cast outside of Chiwetel and Anne Hathaway? Because we did run into
a couple of nice surprise guest appearances.
That's right. I almost forgot. Nice catch. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're not going to go too deep into spoilers, but yeah, look out for there's 3 or 4 different quality actors that popped up throughout.
Yeah. Well, I guess when was this movie actually made though? Because I'm assuming
it was last year.
Early last year. Yeah. I wonder when. Because I wonder if it's like the Malcolm and Marie situation, because they filmed that in secret during quarantine, which makes it like extra special, whatever you want to call it. But
yeah, I feel like, obviously we haven't seen Malcolm and Marie yet, but I feel like it might work better there because it's one setting and it's more intimate. Whereas this is attempting to be a heist movie, which is already difficult enough because there's so many of them. But then you're also restricting yourself because it's during COVID. So it just made it even harder for them.
That is the thing I didn't like, because at first I didn't really watch the trailer all the way through. I saw like glimpses of it. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. Like Anne Hathaway and Lucy and Chiwetel. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like that. This seems interesting. This seems like something we could review.
Yeah, I also thought the trailer was interesting when we first saw it.
And then I think it started off really great. I thought it was going to focus more on the love aspect or the relationship aspect between Anne and Chiwetel's characters. It kind of did, but the way it ended was very weird, I will say. I just didn't expect them to go the route that they did, and then everything
worked out.
Yeah.
Very, very perfectly and very easily for them.
That is absolutely true. It is not something that was it was, I don't know. Was there anything else you kind of wanted to touch on? This is kind of like a last resort kind of review to kind of get us through the week.
Truly bored during lockdown, then you could put this one on.
Because
it is also 2 hours. It was lengthy.
Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't even look at the runtime when I first ran into it. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm probably like, it's probably like an hour and a half. Like how much of a lockdown story could you tell? This isn't Contagion. And
yeah, it feels like they were really stretching how much they could actually get done with all the lockdown restrictions they had to deal with. They were really trying to push it, but it just didn't really work out.
Yeah, I would say Anne and Chiwetel were definitely my favorite two parts of this movie, obviously. But I really did like Anne's character where, there's certain moments where, she has her own trials and tribulations outside of the relationship conundrum that she's in with Chiwetel's character, with her job and things of that sense. So that I thought was interesting. It really did hone in on the mental states of, confinement and just isolation. Oh, is that Casey or is that
Sounds like it.
Oh, Casey, I miss her. Yeah, it really does. I really like how it tackles the more mental state of, isolation. Yes, we are, you can Zoom with people, but it's, it's more of like the sense of touch and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I even explained that really well, but hey, it is what it is. But was there anything else you kind of wanted to touch on before we wrap up? I'm assuming this is going to be short. So
yeah, nice and short.
12 minutes in, we're already running out of things to say. That's great.
You mentioned it earlier, but I think my biggest issue is just how forgettable it is, because I watched it a couple hours ago and I've already forgot a lot of it.
Yeah, I remember the ending, but it was just like, really, like there wasn't enough build up for me, and it was literally just like the plot just changed just like that. That was like, what? In like it kind of moseyed along. I honestly like the Ultimate Playlist of Noise better. If I'm being completely honest, it was just so much better. Still, that one should be up by the time you guys are listening to this one, because I think we recorded it a bit too early, and that's okay. I just gotta pump out 2 podcasts in the same day. So if you haven't listened to our Ultimate Playlist of Noise review, it should be up. And then, yeah. But so would you recommend this to a friend of yours, Devin? Anyone like, hey, I'm looking for something good on HBO Max. What's on HBO Max to watch? Would you recommend this to your peers?
I don't know. If you're like a really big Anne Hathaway fan, I would recommend it.
Yeah, she does great. Does a great job. Great job. I feel like I am in the same boat. I would definitely recommend this to any of my friends who are looking for just something new to watch or interesting, something that's different, because it is different enough aside from, all the other shovelware we got this past year in 2020. And it looks like we'll be getting even more shovelware with Netflix. They're talking about all that crazy stuff
a
over
movie
there.
a week, at least.
No. Absolutely not. But I'll stop it right there. Let's get into scores really quick. Out of 100, I will go first this time round. I'm going to give this Locked Down, that is now streaming on HBO Max. I'm going to give it a 55. Yeah. Like, it was nowhere, it's nowhere near the worst movie, but between the first two movies of 2021 that we've seen, this one definitely takes the ladder. So I'm going 55 out of 100. What about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go 45.
Oh, my
Just
life.
A little lower than you. Yeah, just didn't really do it for me.
What is that, like a D plus and a D minus? I don't know.
Those are both Fs.
Oh, yeah, that is an F. Oh, that's right. Yeah, D's is normally in the 60 range. But you know what? I've seen F minuses before, and I was like, really? Like, that is terrible. That's just
How
more.
can you give an F minus but not give A pluses? Makes no sense.
Yeah, literally. Even in college, that I despised teachers who kind of went through that whole like, oh, we grade on plus and minuses here, so you can have a C minus, and C plus. And depending on that can like really mess up your GPA if you're looking for something specific. And it's like, oh, well, you got a C minus. You didn't get a C. Like, you got a C, but it's like a lower C. So yeah, I don't know. It makes no sense. Teachers hand out more F minuses than they do A pluses. And it drives me up the wall. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
This is true.
So, hey, it is what it is. But Tevin, I'm going to play something here for you. It's going to be a nice little outro. I'm going to try it out. So let me get myself together here for a second. All right, and that is a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening. Oh, you listened to that. Make sure to check out the other shows in the Drive-In Podcast Network over on the Music City Drive-In website at musiccitydrivein.com and listen to our podcast on any platform of your choosing. We will see you guys next week. Boom. You like that?
Yeah,
It's good.
fancy.
It's good stuff. I like it. Well, I got to time it because it's only like 11 seconds. So either I had to talk really, really fast, or I don't know. I'll give myself a round of applause for that one.
There you go.
But yeah, we'll I gotta work that out. I'm gonna get that down. I swear, it's gonna be on point. But anyway, we'll see you guys next week, or sorry, no, Friday for our newscast. So we'll see you guys then.
Peace.